Good evening, everyone. Welcome for the regular session for Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. We will call this meeting to order at 5:15 p.m. Would you all rise and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Miller, would you please conduct the roll call?
Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Conroy is asked to be excused. Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer.
Here.
Mr. Courier.
Here.
Mr. Potiker.
Here.
Mr. Timmons.
Here.
Ms. Waldron.
Here.
Thank you, sir. We would highly recommend for everybody that's here, those that are vaccinated, to wear a mask, and those that are not vaccinated are required to wear a mask. So if you're vaccinated, we strongly suggest it. If you're not vaccinated, we would require it. Thank you for helping us with that. All legislators have received a copy of the stenographer's minutes of the August 18th, 2021 regular session. There are no additions, deletions, or corrections. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as motion by Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts and concerns with the legislature. Please raise your hand if you wish to be recognized. State your name and address for the record. And in accordance with the rules of orders, all speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to the legislature at this time? On almost any topic under the sun. No? Okay. Then we will move to tonight. We have a public hearing on the 2021-2022 Clinton Community College budget. I'd like to ask the clerk of the board to read the notice of public hearing, please.
Certainly. Notice is hereby given. The Board of Legislators will conduct a public hearing regarding the 2021-2022 Clinton Community College budget to be held Wednesday, September 8, 2021 at 5:15 p.m. in the Legislative Chambers, 137 Margaret Street, Suite 209, Plattsburgh, New York, at which time all persons interested shall be heard.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to open the public hearing. May I have a motion? Motion by Legislator Walden, second by Legislator Kretzer. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anyone who wishes to address the board regarding the matter of the budget for Clinton Community College? If so, again, state your name and address for the record, and in accordance with the rules of order, speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak? Legislator Wall.
Yes, I just wanted to bring up a point, and, first of all, I'm a graduate of college, and you're working under dire circumstances and doing the best that you absolutely can. I recognize that we're at 36%, so it's a little more than our third. And I would like to just, again, ask the state to please contribute more to our community colleges, because in the future, we can't continue to pay more than our third.
I'm sorry. That makes sense. Thank you. Anyone else? I'll now entertain a motion to close the public hearing. We have a motion. Motion Legislator Hughes, second Legislator Potter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I forgot the discussion part. Any discussion? Carried. Thank you. I will now go to committee reports. I will call on the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with buildings and grounds and legislator Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Buildings and Grounds Committee has not met since the last regular session. The Buildings and Grounds Department has resumed COVID-19 advanced cleaning and departments that have had exposure. The next Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, September 20th at 4:30 p.m. In the report.
Thank you, sir. Children and Family Services Committee, Legislator Potter.
Thank you, Chairman. The Children and Family Services Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, September 7th was canceled. The committee was polled on Resolution 619 on today's agenda. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, October 5th at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development and County Operations with Legislator Walter.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee met earlier today. Glenn Cutter, the Planning Director, was present to discuss resolutions authorizing application for funding under the New York State Community Development Block Grant, Small Cities Program, and authorizing the clerk of the Clinton County Legislature to advertise for a public hearing regarding the grant application to be submitted to the New York State Office of Housing and Community Renewal. Resolutions 620 through 623 have been placed on today's agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee is tentatively scheduled for October 13th at 4 p.m. End of report. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, the Finance Committee met on Wednesday, September 1st. Kimberly Davis, the County Treasurer, was present to discuss sales tax receipts and a resolution authorizing contract extension with Glens Falls National Bank and Trust Company. Christy Kennedy and Alyssa Senecal with the North Country Chamber of Commerce presented their 2022 marketing plan to the committee. Resolutions 624 through 628 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, October 6th at 5:15 p.m.
Health Committee, Legislator Hughes.
The Health Committee met on Wednesday, September 1st. Rochelle Gregory, Director of Community Services, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing Vital Connections grant application and acceptance. Ms. Gregory also discussed law enforcement diversion. John Canoza was present and is present today to provide us an update on COVID-19 and vaccinations. Mr. Canoza, please.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, John. Sir.
Thank you. I will, as always, start off with case numbers, vaccinations update for you all. As you all know, it has taken an increasing turn with more cases being reported in the last couple of weeks. We're definitely in the average of 14 to 15 a day. Yesterday we had 14 new lab confirmed positive cases, 12 new on Monday night, 14 new Sunday night, 15 new on Saturday night, and 20 new on Friday night. So we are definitely in different territory now as compared to 6 weeks ago. As of Tuesday, the 7th of September, Clinton County currently has a total of 110 active cases in isolation, while we also have 127 individuals in quarantine. Equally important, as of today, as a matter of fact, the 8th, CBPH has 11 patients positive for COVID in their hospital. Yesterday they had 13, they're now at 11, which is good. 2 of them are Clinton County residents. The rest are a sprinkling from all counties around us, St. Lawrence, Essex, and Franklin County. As previously noted, the number of cases we've been seeing has really started to increase rather markedly over the last 2 weeks anyway. And as I had previously reported, a number of these cases, approximately 40%, are breakthrough cases, people that have had vaccinations before. Fortunately, these people, breakthrough cases, have not required significant hospitalization, medical treatment. The vaccine is doing its job. It's keeping people from getting desperately ill and needing hospital attention, which is a good thing. So, some of the cases that we've had for the breakthrough cases have been primarily asymptomatic. They've just been at home and they went to get a test because it's still available, and they got a test and they found out that they were positive. So we're seeing a lot more people starting to increase to do tests these days, get more tests that are out there. On the testing front, as you know, state site is shut down, but our tests are markedly up as compared to a month ago. We're about 250 to 500 cases tests per day. right now, with the hospital still doing the majority of them, they have since moved their testing operations to their Hammond Lane, their smaller Hammond Lane facility, separate and distinct from the hospital. So, vaccination update, we're still holding clinics.
Director, so to access that testing, that requires a script from a physician, correct?
Very good. Thank you, Mike. Perfect addition. Yes, hospital has, in addition to doing testing for their staff as well as their patients coming in for procedures, medical procedures, you have to have a test now. It changed quite rapidly over about the last month, as Mike and I were just discussing. But they're also opening the door for the general public to get a test as long as you have a doctor's script for that test. So, which I have a doctor, Mike has a doctor, we can call our doctor and get a script for such things. Sometimes it takes a day, maybe two, and then get in line at that hospital's Hammond Lane site for a test. But it is available out there now. As you know, we're still doing testing for uninsured, underinsured, as well as those without a primary care physician. The number of people requesting such tests that don't have insurance or a doctor, typically the younger generation, the 20 to 30-year-olds, is starting to increase. We're seeing more desire, more ask for testing to be out there. So,
Where's that being done, John?
that is being done at our Clinton County Health Department Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 10 and noon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We weren't seeing a lot of action, starting to pick up a little bit more. I gotta believe it's gonna pick up more as the colder weather gets here, as more of the sniffles start kicking around, whether it be COVID or cold or, regular seasonal flu related. So,
John, your staff, after a phone call comes out to the parking lot, is that how?
yes. It is very important that I've never had a problem with making an appointment to go do something. If you want to test, call us first, make an appointment, get a schedule. We'll get you on the schedule, and you drive up, park, call our office, 565-4848, and we will send a nurse out to you within about 5 minutes to have the test completed. And we will be changing. We have a new contract coming up with Miramis Labs out of Brooklyn, New York. We're using CVPH's lab to do the testing. The lab testing by Miramis is a saliva test, much less invasive, and probably appreciated by all patients out there. So, in addition to the vaccine pods that we have at our health department every Thursday, from 10 to 2, our nurses vaccination team is very busy this time of year in the fall, working to get our new migrants coming into town at our migrant labor camps vaccinated, as well as SUNY Plattsburgh just started up. So we got their international students first, any new arrivals who were not yet vaccinated. SUNY's looking very good for their vaccination rate right now. As I understand, 75% of the off-campus students are vaccinated. That is stellar in my book, because we had a lot of issues with, I used to live off campus, have a good time with a lot of people, and you definitely want to make sure that you're protecting those highest at risk that are off campus. So, as you know, everybody on campus is required to have a vaccination. So, I already told you about the testing updates. And yes, Mike indicated that they have moved their facility from their mother hospital to Hammond Lane. Very important for the public to know, and I know that the hospital is putting out information on their website for the public to know that. So, finally, last subject matter, we are 1% away from being done starting the school testing project that the state gives a large grant for. Working with our partners at CVES, who have hired a supervisor for that project. We'll be hiring part-time nurses to also help out for that project, as I understand. We're going to have all schools, hopefully, starting testing next week. So, for those children that, students and staff, I should say, that wish to be tested. So, start small, work big. So, and anyone who does have a runny nose can go to the nurse and obtain a discreet sample vial for a turnaround test of about 48 hours, which is not too bad. So it's working well. We think we're getting there. You always wish you had an extra week of time to get ready for things, but it did come together rather rapidly. and we are using SUNY Upstate Quadrant Bioscience Laboratories to do the testing for that. So that's all I have in my report for you all. I'm sure you have some questions.
Sir, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you have a question for John? or-
Yeah, I'm good after the
Okay, go.
He doesn't have a question.
recommendations. I mean, with the numbers the way they are, health department recommendations moving forward.
Recommendations moving forward is, I think the best way to look at it, I'm an old-fashioned blue-collar guy, tighten your belt strap, mask up is definitely my recommendation. We have to ebb and flow as we get these waves of COVID coming in. I was talking to Robbie a little bit before. COVID has a funny thing. It tends to have durations, spike durations or surge durations of 2 to 3 months. So if we're at the end of month 1 now, maybe the beginning of month 2, we're at least halfway through this surge. We just hope that the next variant is not worse than the Delta variant we have now that we're dealing with. So, but definitely we need to be mindful of common sense. I bring in all the common sense. I always push that to my kids, knuckleheads. And I push masks, I push social distancing. If you're gonna have a party, have a party. Don't have 50 people, have 15 or 20, you know? Think smart, be smart. And first, my staff would, they'd be cursing me a bit if I didn't remind everybody that's not vaccinated to get vaccinated for the love of God. It is keeping people out of the hospital, both young and old, and it's helping us a lot. So I'm just waiting for the next opportunity that the federal government, FDA, CDC, and the state of New York will approve vaccinations for those younger than 12 years old. So,
Thanks.
good?
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Wendell, finish up?
Yes. Resolution 629 through 634 have been placed on today's agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next health committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, October 6th at 4:15 p.m. And a report, sir.
Thank you. Human Services, Legislator Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Human Services Committee met on Tuesday, September 7th. Darlene Collins, the Director of Office for the Aging, was present. Discussed 2 resolutions and to provide an update on social isolation mini grant project. Kevin Lee, the Director of Veteran Services, was present to discuss August monthly statistics. Topic point, update for the New York State Lawyer Grant, and the 3 presumptive conditions related to the burn pits of the Gulf War for veterans. Wendy Bishop, the nursing home administrator, was also present, provided an update on visitation and mandatory personnel COVID-19 vaccination. Resolution 635 and 636 have been placed on today's agenda. The Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, October 5th at 4:15 p.m. And the report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Personnel, that will fall to me. The Personnel Committee has not met since the last regular session. However, the next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday, September 9th at 4 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport and Legislator Hall.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. The Plattsburgh International Airport Committee has not met since last regular session. The committee was polled on resolutions 637 and 638 on today's agenda. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, September 22nd at 4 p.m. I'd like to back up a step here. I'm very concerned about resolution 638. We have a fire truck. For people that don't know it, that aren't on the committee, we have a fire truck that's down. We are right now renting one at $6,000 a month. I don't believe that can go on very long. I believe we should really consider looking into the money that we are going to receive in grants and consider buying a fire truck. If we have to have one, if we want to have lights. So that's something for everybody to think about. And the report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Public Safety and Legislator Castine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Public Safety Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday, September 9th at 5 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much. Transportation, Legislator Gretz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was polled on Resolution 639 and 640 on today's agenda. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, September 20th at 5:15 p.m. And that's the end of the report.
We will now go to our liaison report and Chamber of Commerce, Legislator Potiker.
No report.
Cooperative Extension, Legislator Timmons.
No report.
Discipline Review. Grievance the same. Intercounty, Legislator Walden.
We will be having our meeting at the NICEAC conference coming up. I believe the topic's going to be broadband and cellular service, so all of the legislators that are here, I would encourage you to attend that meeting if you can.
Will that be joint with the West?
It will be joint, yes.
Thank you. LCLG Regional Planning Board, Legislator Stratzer and Hughes.
No report.
Soil and Water, Legislator Courier Timmons.
No report.
And Workforce Development Board, Legislator Cresser.
No report.
Okay. Ms. Gallagher, you have a report?
Yes, I would like to request an executive session to discuss the potential resolution of litigation. And also on tonight's agenda resolution number 622, this is a petition to annex territory in the city of Plattsburgh to the town of Plattsburgh. This was requested by both the city and the town, and this is the process to get it going.
Mr. Zerlo?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, very briefly, I know that when I spoke to the chairman, I also emailed everybody. Senator Steck will be here tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 out front to hold a press conference expressing, I believe, his displeasure with the border remaining closed. He asked me to make sure that I invite all the legislature to that. He said, certainly there's no obligation, but he didn't want you folks to feel as though you were not included. Please feel free out front on the steps tomorrow at 12:30. Secondly, those of you who are attending the Association of Counties conference next week, Tony sent you all an email today regarding lunch. That is important. If that's something you're interested in, please let me know immediately.
Okay.
Did you get the location of the hotel as well?
Yes.
We will now move
Tonight.
to, go ahead, sorry. We'll now move to resolutions. Before voting on the resolutions, I would like to know that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Zerlo, would you please read the title of the resolution?
Certainly. Resolution 617, adopting Clinton Community College budget, Clinton Community College.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 618, bear with me, folks. Resolution 618, authorizing the clerk of the Clinton County Legislature to advertise for a public hearing on local law number 2 of 2021 titled, amending local law number 2 of 2018 titled, amending local law number 3 of the year 2015 titled, amending local law number 2 of the year 2012 titled, amending local law number 2 of the year 2011 titled, amending local law number 2 of the year 2008 titled, Clinton County Room Occupancy Tax Law, Legislature.
Motion, Legislator Timmons. Second, Legislator Potiker.
It's crystal clear that we have to reauthorize this about every 3 years. So, I just want to make, in accordance with the state statute, a copy of that proposed local law is in print and on your desks this evening.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 619, authorizing contract with Saranac Central School District Social Services.
Motion, legislator Bodker, second, legislator Cretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 620, authorizing application for funding under the New York State Community Development Block Grant Small Cities Program Planning Department.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Castine. Discussion.
Chairman, for those of you not on County Operations Economic Development Committee, Mr. Cutter did have a discussion this evening indicating that this resolution, if passed, would provide the opportunity to apply for this grant. The hope is that they can get the current grant extended, and if that's the case, this would not be applied for.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 621, authorizing the clerk of the Clinton County Legislature to advertise for a public hearing regarding the grant application to be submitted to the New York State Office of Housing and Community Renewal Planning.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 622, authorizing petition to annex territory in the city of Plattsburgh to the town of Plattsburgh. Legislature.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion.
Just a reminder, we have discussed this previously. The board tacitly approved, agreeing to this since the parcel of land is owned by Clinton County. We need to be part of the petition process. Jackie, help me when I get off the rails here, but so this simply codifies the discussion we had. This is the approximately 18 acres just to the east of the terminal building.
That is correct.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 623, designating the proposed petition to annex territory in the city of Plattsburgh, the town of Plattsburgh, as a non-significant action for the purpose of the issuance of a negative declaration under the State Environmental Quality Review Act. Legislature.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Bodker. Discussion.
This is the attached negative declaration, seeker resolution to the previous action taken by the legislature.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 624, authorizing contract extension with Glens Falls National Bank and Trust Company Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 625, approving state aid application to Plattsburgh North Country Chamber of Commerce. Legislature.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Bodker. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 626, authorizing memorandum of understanding with 1814 Commemoration Incorporated Social Services.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 627, authorizing contract with Conica Minolta Premier Finance, Central Stores.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 628, authorizing contract amendment with Simquest Group, Central Stores.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 629, authorizing Vital Connections Grant Application and Acceptance, Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 630, authorizing contract with Devereaux Center for Resilient Children, Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this resolution and Resolution 631 expend portions of Resolutions 629.
Very good. Any questions on that? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 631, authorizing contract with Richard Honigman, MD, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 632, authorizing early intervention administration grant application and acceptance, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Capstone. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 633, authorizing New York State Public Health Corps Fellowship Program grant application and acceptance, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 634, authorizing contract with Beth Randall, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 635, authorizing unmet need grant application and acceptance, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 636, authorizing contract amendment with North Country Home Services Incorporated, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this amendment is due to the unmet need grant that you previously authorized acceptance of, and the money will be used to augment the contract with North Country Home Services.
Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 637, authorizing rehabilitation of taxiway A pavement and general aviation apron Phase 1 construction project grant acceptance, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 638, authorizing lease agreement with Company 2 Fire and Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting Vehicle, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 639, authorizing out-of-state travel, Highway Department.
Going too fast. Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 640, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for repairs of the Bowen Road Bridge over the Saranac River, bridge identification number 3335750, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion?
Can I second that motion as
Yes,
well?
ma'am, you can. Seconded by legislator Waldron. Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 641, authorizing county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the AAA Transportation Program Grant Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 642, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Caregivers Resource Center Grant Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 643, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Wellness and Nutrition Program Grant Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 644, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Health Insurance Information Counseling and Assistance Program Grant Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 645, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the COVID-19 ELC school funding grant health department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 646, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the memorandum of understanding with the Office for the Aging Health Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 647, authorizing the county treasurer to adjust appropriation in various highway accounts, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 648, authorizing the county treasurer to decrease appropriation and corresponding revenue for the snowmobile trail grant legislature.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 649, authorizing the county treasurer to establish a capital project titled Environmental Mitigation, Perimeter Fence and Access Road Removal Construction Project, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 650, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Criminal Justice Discovery Reform Grant probation.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 651, commending George Rivers on 65 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
Mr. Castine, 5-4?
Yes, please, on all of them.
On all? Okay, we're going to approve that one. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 652, commending Benjamin Arno on 50 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
5-4, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 653, commending Alan Nautel on 40 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
5-4, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 654, commending James Seguin on 35 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
Again, 5-4, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 655, commending Brian Pelkey on 30 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
5-4, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 656, commending Gerald Robert on 30 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
5-4, discussion?
Probably should use the French pronunciation there, Mr. Castine.
Robert?
Robert.
Robert?
He's a Robert. And his brothers are Roberts.
Oh, there you go. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 657, commending Sean LeBombard on 25 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
5-4, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And resolution 658, commending Charles LePan on 25 years of service with the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
5-4, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I believe that does it for the resolution, sir. Am I correct?
You are.
No, 32?
What are you doing for firemen now up there, Calvin?
They're still working.
We will.
They're all kind of old.
65 years though.
Wow. How many total years? I should have added up how many total years that is for all of it. It's like 2,000.
Sounds like you need to get some young blood in that fire department.
Oh, they're all there.
They recruit.
Where am I? Does anyone have anything further to come before the legislature before we ask for a motion for executive session? May I have a motion to go into executive session? Motion legislator Perrier, second legislator Hall. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Executive session and back into regular session. We are now in regular session. I'd like a motion to waive Rule 13.2. I have a motion by legislator Hall, second by legislator Timmons. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Zerlo.
Resolution 659, authorizing settlement of claims against McKesson Corporation, Cardinal Health Incorporated, and Amerisource Bergen Corporation, the opioid class action pending in Supreme Court, Suffolk County, in regards to opioid litigation 400000, 2017, Legislature.
Motion, legislator Waldron. Second, legislator Henry. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 660, authorizing settlement of claims against Janssen defendants in the opioid class actions pending in regard to opioid litigation case numbers 400001, 2017, 400008, 2017, and 400016, 2018, Legislature.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anything else coming before the legislature?
I have a question for Mr. Zerlo. County employees, I realize the fact that we cannot tell people to get vaccinated. I understand that. County employees that have not been vaccinated, okay? Is there a situation where we can stop people that are not vaccinated that work for us from dealing with the public?
No, only in, starting September 27th, any employee in a health care facility that is a mandatory vaccination or you lose your employment.
And we still have, what, 12 employees up at the nursing home that
We had 10, I think it's down a little bit, but yes, and that is happening. I believe CDPH is struggling with that, I believe the other nursing homes, and I know other county nursing homes are struggling with hundreds of employees. But there is no way to circumvent the health portion of that.
Well, let me ask the next question. The 3 people that were sick and were they vaccinated? Or do we know?
Excuse me,
Yeah,
I don't really think that that's appropriate public discussion.
we can go in executive session if you'd like to.
I make a motion to go in executive session.
Discuss
I have a motion to go into
personnel
executive
history.
session by legislator Hall, second by legislator Perrier. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Sorry about that.
Aye. Opposed? We're out here out of executive session.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn by legislator Hall, second by legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Direction, right now.